Okay, the Chinese knockoff actually be any better than a GoPro? No way, it's a GoPro. GoPro is the best. Everybody knows that. The fanboys of GoPro are amazing. I hate brand loyalty. I want to know what works best for me and you. And fortunately, GoPro, this is the last thing on their mind when they think about building one of these cameras. They do think about putting it on a helmet, but not with all this stuff over here. So the question here today, very simple, is can this work on here? The SJ7 Star versus the GoPro Hero5. In fact, I'm pretty sure if you do a Google search or YouTube search right now, you'll be able to find a video comparing these head to head and showing exactly which one is the best. So many of those reviews and some of those comparisons have so little to do with what we do with motovlogging. We want a camera that can go into our helmets. We want to be able to plug a mic into it. We don't want a bunch of other crap. We just want to plug a mic into it, turn it on, and go, hey, blah, 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 wheelies, wheelies. Oh, I crashed and broke my arm. And then put it on YouTube. The Hero5 has seemed to almost evolutionize away from what's good for us. And these knockoffs, these are starting to be real serious contenders. Unfortunately, I've been sort of forced to upgrade into the Hero5 recently. They've done everything to make this thing just suck. They've made it so that nothing is backwards compatible on it. The batteries, they tried to make it, these guys are so ridiculous, they tried to make it so that the Hero5's batteries, some kind of algorithm or something, so that aftermarket batteries weren't gonna work. Fortunately, Wasabi outthought them on that one and was able to make something that worked in this thing. They made the adapter obnoxious, they made this new weird, it doesn't have a case thing, which I don't know how thrilled I am about that. And what's the big difference over this and the silver? It can go 30 frames a second now in 4K, which I just don't care about using whatsoever. This Hero5 sucks and I'm looking for other options. The new drift they came out with, it ain't gonna do it. I know people have been messing with it, got them early. Sony's so close to actually having a badass action camera. They just did this, they do the dumbest thing of going, oh, you know, well, when you put it actually in the case, the microphone is completely unaccessible. Can't even just drill a hole in the case because you break the latch. Motovlogging is so on their short list of things that people are gonna do with it. They think, oh, you just plug an external mic and you'll have it on a tripod, you know, and that's so you can do interviews with people. That's what they think about. That's what these people think about when they think of an external microphone. Now, we've known for a while that these Chinese knockoff ones, they've got pretty good pictures. I've seen reviews that people have done on these, and oftentimes what they say for motovlogging is use one of these as your B camera. You have it aimed back at you and talk at it. That's about what they're good for, just because they don't have the ability of running microphones, so that's kind of what they're down to until now. And I know this is the SJ Star, was it SJ7 Star? I believe the 6 also can do this, but yeah, look at this, microphone directly into it. No weird adapter, we've just plugged a microphone straight into it. That is why these are suddenly a real serious option. And at half the price, I'm looking for 1080p at 60. That's what I like. That's what a lot of us motovloggers like. 4K, not really interested in it. 1080 at 60, that's what I like to run. Both of these, of course, do that. GoPro's got this great option called Super View. They've got it now too, and they even call it Super View. They're pretty bold, you know? I mean, if you're gonna make your camera look like this, I guess you don't mind literally just ripping the name and everything, but yeah, that does Super View. Quick start. I wanna be able to just tap one button. I don't wanna sit there and power it on, have to play with it. I wanna tap one button and turn it on. Both of these do this, but right now, at least with the current software, the GoPro, when you use Quick Start, the microphone does not work. External mics, just nothing. So that means as a present, I have to power it on, look down in my little mirrors, you know, try to make sure it's running, and then tap record. Playing with this one a little bit here, and while the quick start does work, it's this button. They really should have made it this button. And the reason why that's a bit annoying is because you got 2 buttons right here, so you're gonna have to make sure you're touching the top one, but at least the external mic works when you do it. So at this point, to get this to work, you now have to run this $40 or $50 GoPro adapter, right? The other thing you're seeing right here is a powered microphone. On the Hero4 Silvers, for instance, I was always able to just plug a mic into these things, throw a little bit of stuffing, a little fluff around it, and get it to work really well. The Hero5, I've had horrible issues trying to make this microphone work well. I've tried several different microphones, I've done all the little tricks I know. I had to go to using this system, which is something I've had to use in the past on my old Hero 3 Black. $400, this. You're just getting up into the 500 range really fast with this thing, just so you can motovlog with it. I have to remember to turn this on and off now. If I forget, the battery dies. If the battery does die, there's not an indicator, unfortunately, on this one. I know there's some out there that have it. It's just horse shit and a half. Where on this one, we just have a simple mic to plug in. The settings, you can actually adjust the level of the microphone, the external mic on this thing when this is plugged in. And that's huge. That's what made the old drifts actually really good for motovlogging, is that you could go in there and you could turn it down and get like a 3-bar level. This looks like it has a 5-level system that you can kind of go up and down between. And that's what you really, really want. You want to be able to go, I want to dole this down. I don't want this to pick up, you know, like again, they're thinking of this when they build these, even these guys, they're thinking of it, you know, I'm John McLongcock here, and I'm here to talk to you about this pile of wood. So when you do it like this, oh no, what's going on, guys, and boom, it's all crap. So being able to adjust the level manually is really, really good. So we kind of come down to the point where this thing on paper is basically better than that thing. So what we need to do is throw this on a helmet, get it out there, and see if it actually works. The old variant didn't last very long here. We did get some cool signatures on it. Icon sent me a new one here. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna swap the Cena headset over. We're gonna put the Cena on here. That's what we're gonna do. We gotta take it off the other one, we gotta put it on this one. I keep flipping these. Simple things make you feel stupid. Aw, snap. This is like a before and after once Jake gets a hold of a new helmet. Okay, put the Cena on. I think it's working. Hello? Can you hear me, wife? Sound good? Alright, I love you, bye. Let's actually get the stuff out of the SjCAM kit. And yeah, I'm not doing a pro unboxing of this thing. Again, there's a bunch of other channels that do the exact same thing. But I'm gonna tell you the main reason why. If you notice this case, the whole box coming is meant to sort of mimic how the GoPro one comes. Now the GoPro, when you actually get it out there, as they've evolved, I've bought GoPros over the years, they come with less and less stuff inside. They still use the same size box, but literally with the newest GoPro I got, the Hero5 comes with the GoPro, the frame case, which it's already in. It doesn't come with a waterproof case. You know, it's supposed to be waterproof now or whatever. And I think 2 little clips. It didn't come with one arm. It had just one little adjuster, not even an arm. It came with 0 arms. So let me show you why I popped this out because I want to see what's in there, what's to charge. This is why I didn't try reboxing this. They had like puzzle pieced all this crap together. If you've ever seen anybody review one of these China ones, you'll already kind of know this one, these knockoffs. They come with like everything. Oh my gosh, it pivots. I could use that. The SjCAM clip system versus the GoPro clip system. It slides in here, it's a bit stiff. I mean, it won't wiggle around. And then to get it out, you have to like lift up on this tab. And when this is flush against the helmet, I think it's gonna be a real pain in the ass. I'm not against doing that. I'm gonna use a GoPro mount on there. I honestly think most of their the SjCAM's accessories look really good. It's only that clip that's a little bit off. Sticking her on. And this thing is, these stickies are so good, you can immediately pick the helmet up by them. I think if you read the instructions or something, you're supposed to let these like cure for a day or something. I've never done anything like that. I picked up these Allen screws before and just sort of clean everything up. I'll put a link to these in there. You can get these on Amazon as well. Just squaring away how I'm gonna mount this here with my bendy arms. All said and done on there. It's gonna sit on there about like that. That gives it enough room for the microphone. Easily plug in, and we'll run that, you know, down this way somehow. There's a slight bit of wiggle. I've had this problem with GoPro mounts in the past. Some electrical tape here, cut out 2 small strips, stick it right here in the middle. That'll sort of thicken it up a little bit, and it'll probably be really tight at first to put on, but over time these will sort of wear down a little bit and it'll sort of self-fix itself, and eventually it'll get sort of loose again and I'll have to replace these. Like, I wish they would almost just come too tight, right? And maybe I have to like sand them a pinch, right? Like if I had to choose between the two, I'd say that would be better. Let's see how that does. Yep, there you go. All that's left now is to put the mic in the helmet and attach it to the camera. I bought a pack of these a while back. They're just little wind muff, you know, dead cat things. These will help kill the wind noise. They actually are meant for lapel mics. Normally I used to make these myself, but that's so cool that a company actually built these. You can buy them in a pack of 5. They're relatively affordable. Here I'm going to use the boom mic from the Cena, and we're just going to attach it on there. Attach the two together, so now where the boom mic goes, from there it's pretty simple. We're just going to stuff this cable up through the helmet and bring it back around the other side to where the GoPro is. Ta-da! Alright, throwing some gear on, got my jacket ready, and I'm about to hit the road here with it. Walked around the house just with a minute with the camera running just to get kind of an audio test, just to make sure everything was going good. And literally just walking around talking with my normal talking voice, I was peeking the mic out. It's not good. So I threw some sort of foam stuff I have around it with the wind piece as well. Still same problem. Then I tried just foam on its own. What I've done right now, just sort of as a last-ditch effort, because I can tell you that's not good, man. You know, the audio is the only thing I'm really super questionable on this camera. The audio is the big question, right? And if I'm able just to peek it out with general talking, that's pretty bad. I've actually just tried something because I've got a whole extra set of pads for this helmet right here, since I have ones over there from a crashed helmet that I wore for like a week. Trimmed a small hole in the edge of the plastic, pulled just a little bit of stuffing out, and went old school, shoved the microphone in the cheek pad. If that doesn't work, I'm not too sure what will. I'm kind of giving it like its best chance, and the only reason I even did that, like I said, is because I have an extra set of cheek pads. I really didn't feel like tearing it up, putting it in there. If you can make that work, that's how we used to have to do it with our drifts, right? And if it does end up working, it's never a great setup, unfortunately. It means it's not going to hear outside the helmet very well. It's not going to hear. It's just kind of a bum setup. It's not something I'm really thrilled about running. So we'll give it a shot. Oh, there's my phone. Anyway, yeah, we'll give it a shot. Let's see what it does.
Well. I've got the, of both things, the GoPro is the B camera right now, and I've got this one as the main camera. From my point of view, I can tap the button here. I have to hold it for a second, and I can see the screen come on. I will say, in the middle of the light, in the middle of the day, the LEDs are not quite as bright as like on the GoPro. All the audio you'll be hearing is going to be coming off of the this one, not that one. We're on the back wheel. That's not the point. I don't really care. Oh, it's a double red wolf. I know when okay, there he is. Can you see part of this? So I have an angle right? I don't know.
I've had a chance to look at the footage. Shit, right? Before we get into the obvious, let's start with the picture itself. It doesn't look as good as even a Hero 4, I'd have to be honest with you. It's not bad. Like I say, it's really not terrible by any means. I don't want to just bash it 100%, but yeah, it's not as good. The audio, yeah, that was the big issue, of course, right? Can we make good audio with the SJ7? Not really. Maybe through software they could try to make some more settings to go down, but at the end of the day, you're peaking it that bad. I think there's only so much you can do on the software side of things. It probably just needs a different mic. This is a case they actually make that's got kind of an interesting feature here. It has a hole right here, a threaded hole with a O-ring on it, and when you open it, it exposes the USB port in there, and then they give you this, which has a USB port on it and a threading end here, so that when you put the two together, you can actually have a USB plugged into it while it's waterproof, you know, at least probably splash rain proof, maybe slightly, like a few inches. I don't know. I don't think you're supposed to go diving with this setup by any means. What it goes to is a charge port, and I asked them, are you going to make one of these where a mic plugs into it? And I don't know if they were sure yet. So I was going to kind of say that to the end to show this to you. It's a really neat possibility of somebody actually having a waterproof GoPro setup, or motovlogging setup, I should say. Kind of a moot point since it's not really there anyway. Maybe there is a way to salvage this situation. GoPro in there, this annoying setup could kind of squeeze in maybe right here perhaps. I haven't taken the Hero5 mic and shoved it in the cheek pad. I guess I can do that. Technically, I've got a little hole in this cheek pad right here. Take this microphone, it's about the same size, this Sony one that I know works, and let's shove that one in the cheek pad. Let's at least try it. We already have the hole in this cheek pad. Let's shove it in there and see if we can't possibly make this work worth a damn. So we don't have to run a powered mic, so we can have a simple system. I mean, who knows, even though it's behind the cheek pin that usually over muffles it, maybe the auto leveling that the Hero5 does, maybe it'll adjust for it, make it work good. So I'm gonna shove this one in there. I'm gonna swap everything around and let's go give this another go. I guess it's not the dirtiest setup in the world. You know, it's just kind of stuck right up underneath there with the mic adapter. Still, it's not my favorite thing to have to run it, but if I'm not running a powered mic, that's nice. Let's give this a quick test run and see if it works in this configuration.
Well. It's running. I can see the LED, I can see the screens turn on. Much easier on the GoPro than the Star 7. I think GoPro has done a better job of, for sure, is making the LEDs much brighter. Let's get it here on the road here and see what's what. My problem with the GoPro was you could just over peak it too easy. As soon as the bike would get loud, I'd get on the road. That's when things were bad. Around town like this is easy for it. At least it was before. Oh man, does anybody remember the Pokemon video on the Grom? It's funny, all the Pokestops I still remember from that. That Bell's one of them. It doesn't seem like this one's quite as wide as this one, and you can really tell that just by how it looks a little more zoomed in. Yeah! Alright! How do I sound I can hear myself, but can you hear me? My wife had one of those cars when we got married. Think, oh yeah, no big deal, just jump off, right? But if you actually got here, standing on this thing, thinking about it, the reality would start to strike you. It's a good little jump right there. And that was like, you know. And if neither one of these are working at this point, I don't know what Jake's gonna do.
It's not really a Disney story, is it? We don't really have a happy ending to this video. I talked to the people at the SjCAM, and I told them straight up, I said, look, I can't get the mic to work well. It's just way too sensitive. And I was told that they are going to be coming out with a mic adapter, like a GoPro here very soon, which means you could use third-party mics or even a powered mic, which, you know, that's the thing. That's what I've got here on my old helmet setup here. And I'm pretty sure I can make both set of systems work with this microphone. It's just quite obnoxious. There's better ones out there, and I've actually got one that's coming in the mail right now. Main thing that makes the other ones better is that it's got a light. That's I know it sounds silly, but having a power light lets you know when the battery dies, lets you remember whether you turned it on or off. And you know, this one, it's a little old anyway. I feel like microphones sort of degrade over time, so I've got a new one coming. Well, I can retest the GoPro, and then when the SjCAM mic thing comes back, we'll revisit that. But I don't know, I might do something. I don't know, I'm thinking about doing something kind of drastic here anyway. I've been looking at different options, and gotta do something, right? That's where we're at. Look what came in though today. Oh man. Got two-stroke goop on it. That's a motor right there. It's an airplane in a box if I've ever seen one. I guess stay tuned and we'll try to build an aircraft, and maybe one day we'll figure out how to put a mic inside of a helmet, you know? It's so weird how we've been doing this. I was talking to Spicy110 about this earlier. You know, me and him have been motovlogging for a half a decade, right? And it just seems like everything technology-wise has gone downhill for us. We keep getting shittier and shittier, you know? Oh well.